and welcome to Africa's premier sports video podcast, the Three Quarters Podcast. Also, jump onto the hashtag 3QP and join the conversation. I'm Demima Duffield.
And I'm Nara Kamuya.
So our feature game, match day 15, was KCB hosting Kenya Harlequins at the Den. At the end of the day, KCB came out on top. Scores were 24-10 in favor of KCB. What I loved about that game, though, was the fact that, well, at some point KCB were losing. So that means that, it was a tight game. It was an exciting game. I think even all the way up until the end, it was still exciting. It wasn't a game where you're like, okay, we can go away, we can go home now, we don't want to watch anymore. I like the tempo of the game. I felt maybe Harlequins lost it in the sense that I felt like a lot of the time they had not really urgency, but they were a little panicked. Like, we really need to score, we really need to score, we really need to score. And I think where KCB won it was they were composed the whole time. And I remember talking to a few of the players afterwards, and especially the KCB players, and I was like, yeah, I think that is what won it for you. At the end of the day. What do you think of that game?
I'll say I don't think the score is a true reflection of the game. 24-10 tries to show that KCB dominated the game and piled up the points. While it wasn't really the case. It was a shocker for many, including myself, because everyone, I think, had resigned to the fact that, look, you've just seen KCB pump 44 past Cabras. These guys were going to run riot against Quins. Remember in the first game, Quins had lost 13 at home. And KCB, I think, are picking at the right time in the season. So everyone thought that, they were going to run riot against Quins. It wasn't really the case, and I think it's a testament, to the work that Charles Kadevilis and Benjamin Ayimba are doing at Quins. You also have to note that Quins were missing some big names, and granted the return of William Baka on the wing and Alex Olabat inside center was a boost for Quins, but they were missing the likes of Eden Aguero, who by far has been their stand-up player this season and is one who's gotten them very many points. But they were still able to measure up to KCB, which I thought was a very good thing on Quins' end. Actually, some time in the weekend or somewhere where there's some KCB guys and Quins coach Charles Kadevilis walked in, and the KCB guys were like, hey, this guy actually did some work. That was a very good game on Saturday. So 7-7. It was a evenly matched game in the first half. Then a drop goal from Laila Siligwa took it to 10-7. And then I think some point, maybe the 65th minute, Quins just lost it. You get the feeling, number one, composure, what you've said. Number two, there's an intensity KCB play with, and the good thing about it is that it doesn't go down. They're able to maintain it for the whole 80 minutes of the game, and that's what we saw. So with the urgency or with the panic that Quins had and the composure that KCB had, they kind of forced Quins into errors, and those two errors are what resulted in three errors resulted in 2 tries and 1 penalty, and that took the game away for KCB. So it's more, for me, it was a mental thing for KCB. I think in terms of tactics, in terms of technical awareness, both teams matched up, but KCB just had the edge because of the mental strength.
One thing I think I failed to mention is, in the game, in the beginning of the game, you could see that the Quins forwards, like in a scrum or when it was a maul, they were actually quite strong. They were stronger than the KCB forwards. But in individual play, that's when now you kind of saw the dominance of the KCB forwards, playing the gap. And even when they played the man, they still gained ground. And I think that, when you have a scrum that is that strong, you need to utilize it. Or rather, you need to, convert your chances. And that didn't happen for Harlequins. And that kind of, they lost the plot at that point.
They did. Also, there was a bit of, I won't call it inexperience, missing some of the senior guys in Quins, but it's a good thing if you ask me, because it's just like what we're talking about on the 7th circuit. Then it increases Quins' pool of players when it comes to decision making at some point later on or in the future. But the individual brilliance, the mental strength, the composure that KCB had on the day was just going to be very tough for Quins to beat them. You remember even during the KCB Cabras game, we said that the thing that won it for KCB was their experience. And such things, I mean, mental strength, composure, it comes with experience. It comes with time in the game. And that's what we saw on the day.
Yep. So we had other games obviously on the day as well.
Yeah.
Oilers beat Homeboys 26-24. Impala beat Mean Machine 25-10. Mwamba beat Nondies. This one was like a do or die. 29-22. Cabras beat Strathmore 54-7. And Black Blood almost, but losing out to Nakuru 26-29. Were those results as you expected?
Oilers and Homeboys, kind of what we expected. Strathmore and Cabras, Impala and Machine, Mwamba and Nondies. It's what we expected.
So log as it is at the moment, of course, there's been a bit of movement.
Yes.
Especially in the middle. You guys just playing mathematics. So if these guys lose to these guys and we beat these guys with a bonus point. So that's what it's been all week. Top four we have Cabras, KCB, Harlequins, and Impala. So Impala, on the up and ups. Then we have Mwamba, Nakuru, Nondies, and Oilers. And Homeboys still out of the top 8. So we have Homeboys, Black Lads, Strathmore, and Mean Machine. So match day 16, we've got Oilers versus Mwamba, we've got Strathmore versus Black Blood, we've got Mean Machine versus Nakuru, Kenya Harlequins versus Nondies, and Impala versus Cabras. But our feature game will be Homeboys versus KCB. So how do you think those games will go?
So first game is
Oilers versus Mwamba.
Hey, that's going to be interesting.
Yes, because this is Mwamba's bogey team.
It's Mwamba, but
and also, I mean, Oilers have been playing pretty well.
They have been playing.
But Mwamba have also not been playing badly.
They haven't, and I'm thinking, I'm banking on the fact that Mwamba did beat Oilers in the first round, and Oilers are playing in Nakuru. But Mwamba's it's going to be a close one. I'll call Oilers. Let me call Oilers for this one.
I'll go with Kulabo. Guys, man. So Strathmore versus Black Blood. Yes, this is another one.
But on the... I'll go with Blood.
I'll go with Strathmore.
I want Strathmore to win, but I'll be pragmatic.
Machine versus Nakuru.
Nakuru.
Quins versus Nondies.
Quins.
Impala versus Cabras. And feature game Homeboys versus KCB.
KCB.
Yes.
By the way, which reminds me, this is actually the last week of the round robin. So everyone is fighting for playoff positions. And I actually want to make my call in terms of playoff. Who I see. Number 1 to 6. So Cabras number 1, KCB number 2, Quins are going to finish third.
Yes, this is where it starts to get complicated.
Because the next three teams is Impala,
Mwamba, Nakuru,
and Nakuru.
Yes.
Nakuru are going to beat Machine. So I think they're going to finish in the top 6. I get the feeling Mwamba are going to finish 4th. Impala have a problem.
Yes.
But what's saving them is that the only people who can reach them is Nondies. And Nondies are playing Quins. So I'll go with Mwamba 4, Impala 5, Nakuru 6.
Guys, let us know. Remember, social media, hashtag 3QP. I really want to know.
Let's see how it's going to end up.
But yes, seriously, guys, you can find us on social media. That is by following us on Instagram, liking our page on Facebook, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. I'm Jemima Duffield.
And I'm Nara Kamuya.
Let us know what you think. Hashtag 3QP.